Namaste. It's Jackie. We're going to do a little yoga practice together. So happy holidays to you. I'm recording this video on Christmas Eve. So wishing you all a peaceful, happy holiday. Be safe. So it's a good time of the year to do a little self-care practice. Our yoga practice is so important this time of year. So if you'd like to get yourself set up, you can put your mat out on the floor. Or if you don't have a mat, just enough room where you have space to lie down and stretch your arms over your head. We're going to start seated today. I have a couple of blankets here to sit on, so good to raise your hips up a little bit for sitting. You could also sit on any kind of blanket, firm cushion, yoga block. Once you're settled, take a moment to see what's comfortable way to sit for you. So you can cross your legs this way, or I like to stack up my feet, and you can start to rock around a little bit. And just feel the support of the floor and start to notice your hips. Any movement that feels good for your body. You can go both directions with your circles. And then center the weight of your body so that the spine is long. You're sitting up nice and tall. Feels like your shoulders are pretty much over your hips, so you're not rounding forward. And you feel the head lift up. And then settling in, take an inhale. Let out a good sigh. And one more time. And as you sigh this time, close your eyes. So inhale. And then let your eyes soften or close and just take a few rounds of breath to begin to turn away from the concerns and to-dos of your outer material world and begin to turn your attention inward. Take this little bit of time for yourself to care for your body, to nurture your mind, your spirit. And you might even choose an intention for your practice today, something helpful and uplifting, perhaps kindness or generosity, self-compassion. See what feels right for you. And then a moment to just place your hands over the center of your chest and a little bow of the head. And then blink your eyes open. And thinking about your breath here, we're going to inhale and let the two hands float out to the sides. Feel your chest expand and lift. And then exhale and bring your hands back to heart center. And maybe you think about that intention as you inhale, gathering up a little kindness. And on the exhale, just placing it in your heart, installing it in your heart. And again, inhale, let the hands open, gather up some kindness. And exhale, place it in your heart. And this time, inhale your arms out to the side. Let them lengthen a little bit more. And on the exhale, just lean over to one side. And the raised arm can just drape all the way over your head. And then let the inhale bring you back up. Nice long arms. And then exhale over to the other side. We'll do this to each side a couple more times. So inhale up. Big breath. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale over, breathing in and out through your nose as much as you can. Inhale up. Exhale over. Let's go to the other side one more time. Inhale up. Exhale over. And then inhale up to the center, pause, circle your shoulders, maybe turn your head side to side. And then for the next part, we're going to come onto our hands and knees. So you may like to stretch your legs out, move your knees and ankles a little bit. And then when you come to all fours, if you find it helpful to pad your knees, you might use the blanket or a towel or something to pad your knees. So take care of your body, make sure you're comfortable here. Come to tabletop with your hands underneath your shoulders, your hips stacked up over your knees, and breathing like we just did in that seated position. Inhale, feel your chest lift. You might lift your eyes. Exhale, draw the navel in, folding back to child's pose. Let your elbows touch, let your head bow. And then glide back up to tabletop on your inhale. And again, rounding back on your exhale. Rising up on your in-breath. Now this time, exhale back. We're going to do some movement with the right leg. So when you inhale up, please take your right leg back behind you. Push through the heel, point the toes down, lift your chest. And on the exhale, lower your knee down, round back to child's pose, letting the elbows touch and the head bow. And stay with the right leg again. Inhale up, right leg, lift your chest. Try to breathe slowly and move slowly. Exhale back. Let your breath guide your movement. So you might be breathing a little slower than me or a little faster than me. Let's do the right leg one more time. Inhale up and keep it up. Make some circles with that ankle. And then take your right foot to the floor. Let the toes touch and the heel. Push back. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, lower your knee and fold back to child's pose. And then we'll shift over to the left leg. So rise up on your inhale, lift your left leg, flex your foot, lift your chest. Lower the knee, fold back. Explore. What do you notice about your body here? So come up on the in-breath, noticing left hip. And let the exhale bring you down. And last one, we'll hold the leg up for a moment. So inhale, lift. And then circle the ankle both ways. And then lower the toes of that foot to the floor, push back into the heel, get a little stretch there. And then exhale your knee down and fold back. Now inhale up to all fours and take your right leg back and let the toes of that foot touch the floor. So we're going to do a simple little leg lift here. So what I want you to notice is the movement in your spine as you lift your leg. So on the inhale, lift the leg up so the heel's about the height of your hip, and you feel that slight arch in your lumbar spine. Lift your chest. And as you exhale, touch the toes down, draw the navel in, and you feel how the back flattens out a little bit. And we're going to add the left arm to that movement. So while your right foot is on the floor, inhale your left arm forward. Hold on your exhale. And when you inhale, lift your foot and lengthen your arm. You can keep your eyes on the floor. And on the exhale, we're going to lower the foot back down and also lower the left hand to the floor. Just let it touch lightly, belly in. Feel that rounding in your back. And then inhale, lengthen the leg, lift your arm. And try to focus on the movement in your spine. So exhale, touch hand and foot down, belly in. Inhale, lengthen, lift. One more time. Exhale, touch, just like a feather touching. Inhale, lengthen. And now exhale, put your hand down, put your knee down, fold back to child's pose. Feel free to move your right wrist a little bit. And then come up to all fours. Take your left leg back, and we'll explore that movement here. So again, we're focusing on the movement in the lower spine and the engagement in the abdomen. So just start with your left leg. Inhale, lift your leg, heel about the height of your hip. You feel that little arch in your back. Exhale, touch your toes down, navel in, lower your eyes. While your foot's on the floor, inhale your right arm forward. You can keep looking down. Hold on the exhale, feel your navel draw in. And when you inhale, as the foot lifts, lengthen the arm, feel the arch in your backs. And then exhale, softly lower the toes and the right fingers to the floor. And then inhale, lift back up, nice and slow. Paying attention to your spine. So exhale, toes and fingers touch, navel draws in. Inhale, everything lengthens back out. And one more time, exhale. One more time, inhale. And then lower your hand and your knee. Fold back to child's pose. Feel free to move the left wrist here. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, back to child's pose. And then please come up, and we're going to lie on the stomach for the next part. So if you've got something under your knees, you may want to kind of just slide it out of the way and come to lie down on your stomach. And we're going to do a very similar movement here. So you can, for a moment, just rest your hands underneath your forehead, bend your knees, let your feet just rock side to side. See how you feel in the hips and feel that little massage on the fronts of the legs. And we're going to be lifting opposite arm and leg like we did on the tabletop position. But for now, let's just start with the legs so you can see how it feels for your back. So you can rest your forehead on the floor and bring your attention to your right leg, and on your inhale, lift and lengthen your right leg without lifting your hip bone. See how that feels? And then exhale down, belly in. And then do your left leg as you inhale. And lower down on the exhale. And then either bring your arms out to the side with the elbows bent for like cactus arms, or take your arms forward a little bit wider than your shoulders. And we're going to lift opposite arm and leg. So you can have your forehead on the floor or lift your head, whichever is more comfortable for you. So we're going to start with the right leg and the left arm as you inhale, lengthen them. You feel your back muscles working a little bit. On the exhale, everything down smoothly. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Exhale, everything down smoothly. This time, inhale, right leg, left arm, and hold there on your exhale. And on your inhale, lengthen a little more. And then exhale down. And then inhale, left leg, right arm. Hold, exhale. Inhale, a little length. And then exhale down. And we'll do that to each side one more time. So right leg, left arm, inhale. Hold on your exhale. Inhale, lengthen more. Exhale smoothly down to the floor. And then the other side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stay. Inhale, lift a little more. Exhale down. And then just push up onto your elbows. And you might move your hips a little bit here, see how that feels. And if it feels okay for you, bring your hands, so you want to get the elbows under your shoulders. So if you wrap your fingers around the outsides of your elbows, that should help get them lined up. And then bring your forearms in front of you, palms down. This is Sphinx pose. So we're going to lift our chest here. So as you inhale, push down through your hands and feel your spine lengthen. And on your exhale, just pull your belly in. This inhale, push your hands down, let your head turn to one side, turn your eyes. Exhale back to the center, belly in. Inhale, lift and turn to the other side. Exhale, center, and then keeping your head forward, one more inhale. And as you exhale, just lower your body down. Use your hands to push you gently back to all fours, and we're going to do tabletop to child's pose. And if you were finding it helpful to put the padding under your knees, just slide that blanket under your knees again. Exhale back. It should feel good for your back here. Inhale, tabletop, lift your chest. Exhale, navel in. One more inhale. So these movements that arch the back like that, that they extend the front of the hip, really nice for our bodies if we've been sitting a little too much. So please inhale to tabletop. Take a moment to place your hands under your shoulders and spread the fingers. And then tuck your toes under. We'll push up to downward facing dog. So lift up, pedal out your legs. So if you have pets, if you have cats and dogs, you can watch them. You can see how many times a day they do their little stretches. You might just get up and do it with them. So this is the downward dog movement. A little bend in the knees can be nice here to get that length in the spine. And then we'll do the upward dog movement. This is a little variation. So you can lower your knees down. Again, patting the knees here can be usually quite helpful. Untuck your toes, sink back to child's pose, and you might walk your hands forward a little bit. As you inhale, we're going to come up to all fours and shift the hips forward. Let your elbows bend a little. Let your chest lift. See how that feels for your back. And then exhale back to your dog pose. Excuse me, back to child's pose. Send your hips back. Do that one more time. So coming forward some amount that feels comfortable, pleasant even for your back. And then exhale back. And then when you inhale up to all fours this time, we're going to do a little sequence. We're going to combine the downward dog and the upward dog movements with our child's pose. So starting in tabletop, hands under your shoulders, inhale, lift your chest. Exhale back to child's pose, so round back. Enjoy that stretch down your back. Inhale, tabletop. Tuck your toes under and pull your navel in as you exhale, push up to dog pose. And then smoothly, slowly inhale back down to your knees, lift your chest. Untuck your toes, exhale back to child's pose. Move your hands forward a bit. And on the in-breath, we're going to come up to upward dog. So shifting the hips forward, little bend in the elbows. And again, we're keeping the knees on the floor for this variation. Exhale back. Inhale to all fours. You can slide your hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to your knees, lift your chest. Untuck your toes, exhale back to child's pose. Slide your hands forward a bit, and then inhale up to upward dog. And one more sequence, exhale back to child's pose. Inhale to all fours. Tuck your toes, exhale to dog pose. Inhale slowly to your knees, lift your chest. Exhale back to child's pose, moving the hands forward. So this will be the last upward dog. So come forward on your inhale, and you can soften your elbows. And if you like this position and you want to stay here for a moment, you can let your hips sway. If you don't like it, go right on back to child's pose. So as you're ready, exhale back. And then inhale up and come to stand on your knees. And again, you may find it nice to have the little bit of padding under your knees for this movement. So we've kind of been waking up the spine a little bit, and we're going to continue to wake up the spine with this uplifting movement. So inhale your arms either out to the side and up. You can try that one. On the exhale, just lower your arms down. Or you can go forward and up, and you can see which your shoulders prefer. Let the exhale bring your hands down, pull your belly in, and do one more, and either way is fine, out to the side or forward and up. Exhale down. So on this one, we're going to do a little turn with our arms. So either way, inhale your arms up over your head. And on the exhale, take your right arm behind you, your left arm forward, pull your belly in, look over your back shoulder. And then when you inhale, come back to the center, lift both arms up. And repeat that again, same side, right arm back, navel draws in, turn your head, turn your shoulders. Inhale, center. One more time, exhale. And just keep opening up the spine, opening up the hips. Inhale, center, and this exhale, lower your arms all the way down. We'll just do one to the center. Inhale all the way up. So all the way down with your arms. So we do one repetition to the center, and then the next round we'll twist to the other side. So inhale, arms up. So this time, exhale, left arm behind, right arm forward. Hug your belly in, turn your head, turn your eyes. And then when you inhale, come back to the center. So how slowly can you breathe here? So breathing through the nose as you exhale, turn, draw in the navel, turn your head, turn your eyes. Inhale, center, and lift. One more. Exhale. Inhale. Now exhale your arms all the way down. Inhale your arms all the way up. Just one repetition to the center. Exhale down. And then carefully come up to stand on your feet. So you might even put your hands down and come to downward dog for a moment. And then walk up to standing. And then again, you can move that padding out of the way if you had something there. And it may feel nice to do this little swinging movement. So you can step your feet out and you can swing. You can let your arms wrap around and tap your back. You can turn your head and your eyes. Feel the openness in your chest. All right, so we're going to do one more kind of uplifting movement here. So hopefully you're feeling these back muscles work and a little bit of feeling of openness in the front of your hips. So standing tall with your feet hip width apart, this is called the moving mountain pose. So on the inhale, we're going to let the arms lift up over our head. And as you do that, lift your heels up off of the floor. And you can lift your eyes if you like. You're probably going to feel your legs quiver and shake. And on the exhale, we're going to lower the hands down and see if you can let your heels touch the floor when your hands touch your legs. And do that again. Inhale, lift your arms, lift your heels. Enjoy that little shaking in the legs. And then exhale down. Okay, a little variation this time. So we're going to stay up a few breaths. So inhale, lift your heels and your arms. So when you exhale, lower one arm halfway down and your heels halfway down. And on the inhale, lift that arm back up, lift your heels back up a little bit. And then exhale the other arm halfway down, heels halfway down. Inhale back up. And then exhale both arms down and you can lower your heels all the way down to the floor. And we'll do that one more time. So inhale up. Now see if you can start with the opposite arm first. So exhale one arm halfway down, and maybe you do the opposite one first. And heels lower halfway down. And then a nice slow inhale to rise back up. And then halfway down with the other arm, heels halfway down. Inhale back up, lift the arm. And this time we're going to do one more like that with both arms. So exhale your arms halfway down, lower your heels halfway down. And inhale back up. Maybe there's a little pause at the top of that in-breath. And then exhale all the way down. Take a moment to check in. Notice the sensations in your body after those movements. And it may feel like you want to do a forward fold. So we're going to do a wide leg downward dog here. So please start by stepping your feet out pretty wide, maybe one leg's distance apart. So we're going to do two movements here. So the first one is that we're going to bend the knees, and you can either come into this little like a squat almost and woggle your hips, or if it's comfortable for you to touch the floor, or maybe you have a yoga block to touch the floor, we're just going to pedal out the legs. So you can bend the knee on the exhale and shift to the center, lift your chest on the inhale, and then bend on the exhale. Inhale. So you may want to adjust the distance between your feet. Maybe you feel like they're a little too wide. Maybe you'd like them a little wider. And then see if you can let your hands come forward a little wide, maybe a bit wider than your shoulders. Keep your heels on the floor, and we'll stay in this wide leg downward dog for a few breaths. So you could continue to pedal out your legs. That's nice. You could bend both knees and maybe inch the fingers forward as you draw the hips back. Keep breathing. And then please walk your hands back underneath your shoulders and look up. And walk your hands to your knees, hold on the exhale, and then push up to standing on your in-breath. And then we'll step the feet back in and swing, that little swinging movement again. So you can step your feet out wide and you can let everything swing. Turn your head, turn your eyes. And then we're going to just shake everything off. So just let everything shake. Let your hands shake, let your feet shake, let everything shake. And this is called the rebounding technique. So you let the heels kind of rise up off the floor and you bounce a little bit. And this also makes things jiggle and shake. So it's like those little mini trampolines are called rebounders. And we just want everything to shake a little bit. We'll give everything a good shake. And then please make your way down to lie on your back. So carefully come to lie down. And once you're on your back, you can just get yourself situated. Might stretch your arms over your head. Just give yourself a little moment to orient yourself onto your back. And then you can bring your hands down. For now, have your knees bent. Take your hands and wrap them around your shoulders and give yourself a nice hug. And massage your back by rocking. And you can even pat yourself on the back and say kind things to yourself. Maybe switch the way you're crossing the arms there. Another little hug, a little more rocking. And then please bring your arms down by your sides and draw your knees into your chest. You can pick the feet up one at a time, which can be helpful if you have issues in your hips. And we're going to lengthen the legs toward the ceiling alternately. So let one leg reach up. And when you bend that knee, lift the other one. Just alternating, and just continue to breathe slowly. You can coordinate your breath any way you like with this movement. And then if it feels interesting, we just did that wide leg forward fold. You may have liked that wider position. You can start to widen your legs as you push them up. And you can go quite wide if you like. You may notice that your hips are rocking a little bit, and that's fine. And if it's helpful, if it makes your back feel a little more stable to do one leg at a time, you can keep doing that. Or if you like, you can bend both knees. And on the inhale, you can extend both legs up high and wide. And on the exhale, you can bend the knees, hug your belly in. You can alternate legs is fine too if you want to do one at a time. Inhale, reach. Exhale. So see if you can kind of keep your heels over your hips, so not so much bringing your feet towards your face. And exhale, bend. And then once you've bent your knees, move your ankles in circles, which may feel quite nice after, especially those movements we did on our tiptoes. And shake your hands, shake your feet. One more opportunity to shake things out. Take your feet to the floor. Let your heels line up with your hips, and we're going to do a few repetitions of the bridge pose. Again, a nice opening movement, and it's nice to do a little symmetry at the end of our practice. So let your hands be palms down by your sides. When you get to your in-breath, we're going to lift the hips up. Feel your chest lift. Look up toward the ceiling so your neck is even. Exhale down, draw the navel in. And do that again. Inhale, push up. So it doesn't matter how high you go, you want to be comfortable. Exhale down. The next round, we're going to hold one breath. So let your inhale lift you up. And while you're up there, exhale, hug your belly in. Stay on your in-breath, and maybe you lift a tiny bit more. And when you get to the exhale, you can come back down. And we'll try 2 breaths this time. So as you inhale, lift up any amount. Stay on your exhale. Hug your belly in. Stay on your inhale. Maybe there's a little lift. Stay on the exhale. Maybe you can keep that height. One more inhale. And exhale down. So if you would like to go up again and stay for 3 breaths, go on up and hold and count your own breath. If it feels like maybe you'd like to go up and down a couple more times, that would be fine. And you might add an arm movement. Even if you're holding the pose, you could lift up and lift your arms up over your head to the floor behind you. If you're going up and down, we'll lower the arms and lower the hips together. So either way, holding in place or going up and down. exhale down. And if you haven't come down yet, go ahead and let the next exhale bring you down. And then draw your knees into your chest and give them a little hug and maybe some rocking here to massage your back. Some people even like lifting the chest toward the knees, so if that's good for you, you can do that. And then let your feet come down to rest. You may find it's nice to have your feet a little bit apart and your knees touching. You can rest your hands on your belly or by your sides. And either let your eyes rest on one spot or close your eyes. Beginning to let your body settle, free breath, maybe even remembering that intention or offering your body, offering yourself a little kindness, a little compassion. So as we shift toward this last part of our practice, as we allow the body some time to rest, we want it to be comfortable. So you can do whatever you like to help your body be more comfortable. So you may keep your knees bent. For some people that's helpful, or place a blanket or a pillow or a cushion under your knees when you stretch your legs out. If you like to lie flat, that's fine. You could have your hands on your belly or out to the sides. Often I'll take a blanket and put it over my belly, or you could put the blanket all the way over you, or just make sure you're nice and warm and comfortable. As we settle, we're going to take a couple of breaths and let out a nice ah. So wherever you are in your breath cycle, please inhale. Say ah. One more time. Ah. Nothing to do now. Please give yourself permission to let your body rest for the next 5, even 10 minutes. And I'll close our time together with a little prayer, a little message. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. And may you be at ease. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we live with ease. May we live in peace. So again, I encourage you to rest for another 5, 10 minutes. And if, I say this almost every time, if it's challenging for you to lie still, please try staying for 12 breaths. That's a nice way to start to get yourself into that mode of relaxing your body. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.